It's Monday. It's your girl Candy K. Lynn, and I got my friends with me. We are back for the season finale of Situationship Talk. Hey guys.
Hello.
What's
Hey.
good? What's happening?
So it's Monday. We're talking Situationship Talk, but we are talking foundations for relationships. So, how important is it to have a friendship in order to build a foundation so that we can become power couples? That's what we're talking about today. So we've talked about sneaky links, we've talked about situationships. When you put all of that aside, what are some tips that we have for people in order to build that foundation, to be your own example of a power couple? Okay. So whoever wants to go first, go ahead and get started.
All right, I'm gonna let
Everybody
Juanita
quiet.
go at it. Juanita, you
Okay.
didn't been married and stuff. I'm gonna let you go.
I think that friendship is very important in developing a relationship. I think that sometimes people maybe don't become friends first and they try to start the relationship aspect of it first. I think that being friends first, not necessarily like friend zone friends, but like, friends at least have some type of friendship. And then you can carry that on to maybe have a better, healthier relationship because you have a bond already that's based outside of the relationship. And maybe you have some qualities in that person or you have some similarities, things you guys can connect with. So I think friendship is very important in a relationship first.
Okay.
I don't
You
know. I
got
think that's kind of hard, just because like when I like decided someone's my friend, I really don't have interest in them in that romantic sense, just because I value something in like them that I see my friends similar to my family, so it's just like to see them differently and not that romantic sense if I make them a friend. Now, have I dated people that I was friends with? Yes, and yeah, it is. I guess you have more things that you have a common ground about that you've already established because you've had a friendship. But a lot of times, if it doesn't work out, then you end up losing twice on the person as a relationship partner and on a friendship. So it's kind of, it kind of situational in regards to it, but it can develop and be like a lasting long like relationship as well.
Yeah. Well, I think a friendship is important. Still court and build a bond with each other. If you don't have nobody else, you're gonna want a friend and your significant other as well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I feel like if you start out in a relationship, it's like okay, there was really no friendship in the beginning, and it's gonna make things hard. You how you would normally be yourself with your friends, you wouldn't be able to be that person with your significant other because y'all gonna be taking stuff too serious. You know what I mean? So I think it's one of them things, not taking everything so serious and having a much more better understanding of each other on the friendship side, before the romance or along with the romance. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
I think that's one of the most significant elements of a relationship is that friendship. Those bonds that are unbreakable. And AM said that you can't see your intimate partner in a friendship way.
No, 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 no. I said I can't see my friends in an intimate way. That's different.
Okay.
Like that's different. I can consider my intimate partner a friend, but it doesn't mean that we necessarily started off as friends. I said
Right.
I can't see a friend as an intimate partner because when I was like sit you as a friend, it's just something about that bond that just makes me not want to cross that line.
Okay, so if y'all friends like we
Right.
tight,
This is
like
this
we
is
been
this
tight.
isn't
Oh
a
yeah. I'm not talking
right.
about that part.
Yeah.
Not jumping into
Okay.
yeah, this is about building those using that same standard, right? That we
Mm.
see those friendships or we build our family ships. What happens when we build those relationships? We actually spend time getting to know each other as a friend, right?
Mm.
Because in our friendships, we have friends that we hate, things about them. We just I have some friends that I'm just like, oh, I don't know how this continues, but I love them, you know? I love them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love, and that's just honesty. For like sometimes I question these friendships, like why am I in this friendship? But I love them. Like I know that there's certain things that I can count on them for. I've learned how, one of my good friends was like, learn how to accept people for who they are and where they are.
Sure.
So when we look
Okay.
if we look at relationships in that same idea, what if we learn to love our partner for who they were and as they are? What if we share those experiences of things that we really, really like, right? Instead of doing things that we don't like. And I know for me, some of my I've had situations where that was the best friend. Like we can talk about anything, even if it was inappropriate sometimes hurtful. Can I go to you and talk to you about my inner thoughts? Can I share with you and you not judge me, right? We will judge our partner quicker than we will our friends sometimes. Sometimes we let our friends
True.
ride. We'll be like, okay, I know she's a little silly sometimes.
Yeah.
And we'll let them, but what about our partners? We are sometimes like a lot more aggressive with how we judge them, how we talk to them. And we don't give them always that friendship space.
Yeah.
What if we could kick it with our partners?
Right.
To me, that's what would be, those relationships are the dopest because it's like, this is my friend. Right. I like basketball, you like basketball. Let's go to the basketball game.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. I want to go kick it and go in the mall. Let's go in the mall. Being able to share those experiences, because you have it with your friends. So why is our relationship why when it comes to intimacy is it so different? So I guess that's the question. Why is the intimacy aspect when we are intimate with people, why aren't we their friend? Why aren't we working to maintain those friendships the same way we do with our other friends that are sometimes very inconsistent and all over the place?
Right.
That's true.
That's true.
Well, I feel like with me, I feel like when when you're with somebody, you have to keep up like dating, going out, like still doing the things you like to do when you were just dating. So that way it's like you do still keep that bond, you do still keep the, the excitement. You have those things that you all relate, like going skating, like going bowling, like going to the movies, like going to like a certain food spot. You just keep those type of things going. The same way you would with a friend. You all just go and do things that you all have in common that y'all like to do.
So are we doing those things in our relationships? Like, are we approaching things honestly? Are we approaching things from that perspective?
Well, when I was in a relationship, like with my fiance, may she rest in peace, we dedicated every Friday. Like every Friday was like our day to do something. Like just think of something. You know what I mean? We dedicated that one particular day out the week. If we didn't do nothing else, we had that Friday to do everything. We had fun day, Friday fun day. So I think that's good for a lot of couples and for people to do and put into play. You know what I'm saying? And ain't even got to be nothing major. Y'all could just go to the arcade, grab a bite to eat.
I recently went to
all of the
Ciderade.
above.
Ain't it Ciderade or what is it or
Cidercade?
Downtown.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah. Cidercade.
Yeah, Cidercade.
Well, no, it was another one. I don't think this wasn't in Deep Ellum. It's another one. But
yeah, they got a
was in
couple
Dallas.
of them.
But
and
it was
they got
cool.
free play.
Yeah, it was free
pretty
play.
dope.
Like I hooped. It was cool.
So what do you think? Do you think we're approaching relationships in that fashion where we are taking time to actually build those friendships?
Some people do that in relationship, and then some people don't. Like in the current relationship I believe we are taking that approach because we hang out all the time. We enjoy each other's company. So I consider him my friend as well as who I'm with. So I think it makes it even better because, it's someone that I can hang out with. We enjoy hanging out with each other, talking, and things that I would do with my homegirl. Not all the subject, of course, but,
Of course.
Some of it.
So the same things that I would do with my friend girls, I would do the same thing with him. Like, hey, let's just go out, go do this, hang out, let's go get drinks. So I think that it makes it better. Because I know sometimes when people in relationships, say if you're in a long relationship, married or something, and then sometimes the husband doesn't even see his wife as his friend. So he'll maybe confide in his homeboys or even another female and see her as like, oh, I can talk to her about this. I can't talk to, my significant other about this. Like sometimes they don't even see a friendship with who they're married to, because it's like that's totally separate. That's wife, that's the mother. We don't have fun together. We don't hang out. We don't even have anything in common.
Yeah.
And I think that's how sometimes relationships go downhill real fast, because when you find that in someone else outside the relationship, then I think just how it just crumbles.
So I got a question. Say you dating somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
And y'all intimate with each other and everything, but y'all don't have an official title, but you refer to them as your friend. Is that wrong to refer to them as a friend, even though y'all still dating and doing intimate things together? Y'all haven't called it official yet. Y'all haven't said we're boyfriend or girlfriend or any of that. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all in a situationship. That's what I keep telling y'all. Like that's all it is.
Stop
like,
doing situationships.
You don't have titles, and that's where I look at it as. So, are y'all friends? Like that would be my question. If you refer to me as my friend, I would like, am I really your friend though? Do I consider you a friend or a little homie?
Are you guys exclusive at least?
Yeah, these titles.
But that's the thing though, because that's the thing. If we haven't discussed, like, and that's just you haven't discussed what you are, then you're friend, because you can't say that.
But are they really your friend?
Even dating exclusively, that's still, you can still refer to them as a friend.
Well, yeah, I would say that. So like with my boyfriend now, so we dated probably for maybe 8-9 months, but we did not. I wasn't his girlfriend. He wasn't my boyfriend. So when we introduced each other, I was like, "Hey, this is my friend." So to me, it felt a little weird.
Okay. But it's the best way.
But that's really what it was,
it's
right?
The best way to describe it.
But we built to that thing where we were going to say, okay, so this is going to be a relationship. And sometimes with women, that gets a little tricky, because they as women, our feelings are involved. So if we're hanging out and spending time together, we're intimate, and we're doing all these things that are a situationship, and then you introduce me to somebody, oh, that's my friend. So it may be a little off.
And talk about it though.
But
you gotta have a conversation about it. You can't just
you do have to have a conversation.
Right.
Sometimes it's, even though when you say friend, so I think to her, she's like, so I'm your friend, we doing all this? So do you do this with your friends? Or so it's a slippery slope with that one.
Yeah. Okay, but you gotta think about it. The old school couples, they always refer to their significant other as their friend. Like, this is my friend. Everybody knew they was dating and they was doing their thing.
Oh,
big mama, yeah, this your uncle type shit. You know what I'm saying? They used to do that all the time. That's my friend. But everybody already knew what it was.
True. I do hear a lot of.
They used to do that a lot back in the day.
Nah, they used to be like, "That's my boyfriend." They be
right. I didn't.
You had some that did that,
but it's really not. They're not in the relationship. But that's my
right. But but behind closed doors, it's a whole nother ball game. But to everybody else, they always say, "That's my friend," and it's a lot of them that done that. Until they got married, they be friends until they get married.
Not the special friend. Special friend, no. Y'all stupid. No, the obituary.
But for real, that's how they come off though. They come off like that though. Like, yeah, this is my friend, and then you turn around, they done got married and stuff. But everybody already knew that, they were a thing. You know what I'm saying?
But let's answer your question. It's a conversation y'all gotta have. Maybe the conversation y'all gotta have before y'all go out the house and be around people that you gotta introduce her. You gotta introduce her to, because they're gonna because women are gonna get upset because, like she said, the feelings and stuff. And even if they just gonna automatically feel like I'm just like, friend. So anytime I meet a woman and they say this your friend, I'ma think you doing the things that we do with her.
No, well, I don't. I think that's what I say. I think like it goes too far left, but I agree with AM. You've got to have these conversations, and I feel like that's what it means to be in a friendship. That's a relationship, right? You're building. These are conversations. No conversation is off limits, right? Even if you I remember one time I was like, you know what, I'm bored in this relationship. Looking back, I probably shouldn't have said it, But at that point, like it was, you create a situation where people can be comfortable and safe. So as AM says, if you have the conversation, then you're not sitting up there looking at each other going in public when you're introducing her to somebody going, oh, I'm your friend. You know what it is. Like we do us. Like that used to be my thing when people would ask me, oh, we do us. Like I don't have a label for you because I'm not one of those labels.
We do us.
We do us. Like don't ask me. This is so and so. I introduce you. You with me, Annie? AM. That's AM.
Oh yeah, I do the name thing.
My friend,
Yeah.
Blank. Yeah, do the name.
Yeah, just state your
Yeah,
name.
I'll just
And
state
then-
the
do the
name.
name.
Just
Yeah.
state the name. Yeah.
And then if somebody asks
Instead
me,
of just saying that's my friend, like
We do
state
what?
the name. This is so and so.
yeah, and that's it. And whatever our relationship is, it's technically none of your business.
exactly.
And we've got to be comfortable with saying that, and people got to quit being offended. That's why I say creating a friendship. I think a lot of people don't even know who they are and what they want to do. So if you don't know who you are and what it is that you want to do, how can you hang out with your friend?
Yeah.
You know, and if you can go to brunch with your homegirls, why can't you go to brunch with your partner or your homeboys? You know, if you can go to brunch with the homies, because the homies are pulling up at brunch now too.
Yeah,
They're having dinner. They're having dinner out at the steakhouses, and you know they playing golf. If you can go play golf with the homie, why you can't play golf with your partner?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to Cider Cave with some friends, and the thing is, like, the energy, everyone having fun, like all this little free play, you interacting. It is a great place to take a significant other because it's like fun interacting. Plus, you get to drink beer if you into that, you know.
Mhm.
And then all the free games. The free game is the best part. Like you could go any game you want. I lost at Pac-Man. I suck at it apparently. I didn't play it in some years, but it was
Right.
fun to reminisce and play the game. I was like, I ain't played this
Yeah.
in so long. It was nice.
I mean, you feel like a kid at heart in there. You know what I'm saying? It's like
For
a
real, for
blast
real.
from the past. You know.
Yeah.
Right. And
I
so
can
those
see-
are activities that obviously you like, right? So
Yeah.
introduce, and I think that dating, it kind of goes back to dating, right? With friendships. People have taken dates and decided where we should go, right? Because I tell people all the time, the movie's not a date. You know, that's no because we
It's a
don't talk to
teenage.
each
It's a
other.
teenage date, right?
What
Not
if you
even-
like
not
movies?
even a teen-
What if you
teenage
like
date?
movies and
So
then you
I
talk
think
about
it's
it
a-
after?
I think it's a part of the date. So like Saturday
Oh.
night, I think it was, we went and we hung out and he wanted to go see Batman. Anybody who knows me knows I don't miss the movies. Like I was glad the pandemic kept us from the movies. I just feel like there's other things I could be doing
You
my
don't
time.
like the movies.
Well, I think I did it a lot growing up. Like he said, like I did the movies every weekend growing up. So I'm like over it. But I know that's something that he likes. So I was like, hey, we've been out all day. Forget it. Let's go to the movies, right? It's a part of a date. I don't think it's the only piece of a date. And I think that when people figure out things that they can do together to bond, things that everybody like, be different, that makes the friendship because you're talking about different things. You're doing different things. You're seeing different things and in a different environment.
Right.
So what is it that we can do differently that we like? And if we can't do it together, then what's really the point?
Like go to Van Gogh, go to a museum or the Van Gogh show or something. You know, it's just so many little different things you can do, and it's just fun. Y'all just enjoy and celebrate each other. You know.
Right. And you got to introduce different stuff. Like I said, we got to get out of the dinner. Oh yeah, we're going to dinner. Oh yeah, we're going to the movies. What else?
What
Where
I
else
like
can you explore?
gun range, bowling, skating.
Y'all won't believe like how many of my homeboys call me like you always doing stuff, man. Like I'm trying to figure out where to take my girl, man. Like you like help me out, bro. Like always asking me what are good spots to go so they could take their lady on a date. Hit me up. Hey man, hey, she loved it, dog. Appreciate it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, that's what's up. But
Right, and that's why
people
I use
really
the
just don't
nudge.
be knowing where to go.
Yeah, I
Oh
use the
yeah, I forgot
nudge.
about nudge. Yeah.
I use the nudge because it gives me like good stuff, like stuff is going on here. Oh, there's a Cheeto interactive thing that we're gonna go to tomorrow that's here for South by Southwest. There's things that you would never know, so you have to explore what would be cool. What do you like? And I think that's what people have to stop and figure out about themselves. And the same thing in your friendships. Like,
right.
What are you doing differently in your friendships? How many times can we go to brunch? Are we traveling? Like, what is it that you need as, what
Yeah.
pieces of friendship are you bringing? Are you really a good friend? Sometimes I think those things play a different in our relationships. If you're a sorry friend, you're probably going to be sorry in that relationship. That's probably some of this stuff kind of goes over in my opinion. You're probably a bad sibling. You're probably a bad child.
Damn.
But I'm just saying, stop and think about it, right?
But thing is, like, but who sets guidelines on like those type of rules? Because that hurt. That hurt.
Okay,
I don't even
bad sibling, right?
So do you have friends? Do you have friendships that I have a couple of friends that in our circle we always go, they don't ever show up. They want everybody else to be there for them, but they're not always present. Do you make effort? And that's what I'm saying. If you're doing these in your friendships,
you went mute. Yeah.
If you're doing these in your friendships and you're doing these in your family ships, you're probably doing this in your relationship.
Right.
You never.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Because you're always busy. You're always working. You're always this. Think about that family member that every time you have a family function, they're never there. Check with their kids. They're probably never there. So some of these things are foundations that we create at the beginning. Are we going to be present? Are we going to show up? Are we going to suggest stuff? Are we going to wait on the other person, in the relationship? There shouldn't be one person that's doing all the dating, all the date planning. Do you do some planning? Do you have a suggestion?
Do you ask?
Do you ask?
You should ask the man, like, not just always just we one side. It's always be
equal,
like,
right?
Yeah.
You got to play, and that's what I say. You could be being a bad kid. Like, do you call your parent or does your parent call you? Like, it's some of the things that I think that, and just from experience, I realized I know when I'm being a bad friend.
I do, yeah.
I know when I'm a friend. And sometimes I'm being a bad friend on purpose, just to even out the badness. Like,
that's so petty.
I ain't did that. None of my
the badness that they did.
I have never been petty, really.
That is petty.
I mean, but realistically, both of us, if we all have cell phones, why should I have to call you all the time?
Right.
I mean, a text wouldn't hurt.
A text.
Yeah, I was just
why do
thinking,
I have to suggest we get together? Why don't you ever suggest it? Why do I have to ask to see pictures of your kids? They're your little ugly kids. You probably should send a picture or a video every up in a while. I'm just saying, like, we gotta do. So though
you do have to be, yeah. I started to be real. I started to realize I was a bad friend when I started noticing the bad friends I had around me. And I started blocking the bad friends. I was like, you're a bad friend. I'm not going to keep doing this with you. Like, I realized people that flake on me, it automatically was like you're a bad friend. Like, you just disappear like for weeks and then just come back and act like nothing happened. Yeah. You're being a bad friend, you be blocked. I realize
like that, yeah.
No,
it's the same thing in a relationship.
Did things that she wanted to do. I suggested.
And that's what they do in their relationship, right? So if they being a bad friend to you, they're probably being a bad partner because they only want to do what they suggest. Or those ones that only want to, they call you when they need something, when they need to vent. Do they ever listen to you vent? And so that's why I feel like even in relationships, sometimes you need to take breaks, because in friendships, you need to take breaks. In family ships, we need breaks. Sometimes I just don't have the capacity. I'm like,
How you take a break in a row? Let's please explain that. Yeah, explain how you have a break in a relationship. How does that work?
How do you take a break in the break? Ask Dwayne Wade how he had a baby during the break. Like, it happens. We decide that right now we need to take time apart to focus on ourselves. And we need to see if we can come.
I think those are like breakups. When you
are space. Space.
When they start talking about space,
it's a break.
Yeah, no.
Normally, when I've heard men say they need space, that's code word
for I need to hit something. I need to hit something a couple times, and then I'm gonna come back around to you.
But if I'm being honest with you, why is that okay? And I actually got the break from my little brothers, because they took a friendship break. Like, they had to take some space from each other. Like, they were living, you know what I'm saying? The girls played it. It's totally different now that they're older. sometimes I need to separate from you. I need to know that I love you enough that I want to come back to you. I want to be bothered with you. Sometimes I don't need to talk to you. And sometimes I think people need to identify that they are being bad. Like if I flake on you and you keep inviting me, but you show up to everything that I do, and you haven't addressed my bad behavior, I know that I'm being a bad friend?
No.
Sure.
When I miss you because you need a break from me and you're not inviting me to anything, and I'm scrolling through my phone and you are like in Vegas at brunch hanging with the friends and I'm the friend that wasn't invited because we're on break, don't you think that gives people an opportunity to be a little bit more reflective of their behavior?
Yeah, but it doesn't mean they have to accept you back in their life. I think about those break things, because you could go on a break and you could get yourself together and nothing was wrong with me. When you want to come back, I don't want to let you back because I decided that that break, I needed it to be permanent.
And that's always reality, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes we hold on to people longer than we should because we didn't take a break. When you take a break, you realize I don't need you. I'm not codependent on you. My life is fine without you. Could I really, is it okay that I'm not here that you're not here with me every moment of my life?
When people are married, right, and then they separate. Now, the purpose of separating is to work on yourself and work on the relationship from a distance. But some people, when they separate, they go work on another relationship, or they're
instantly going to find somebody
just so they can do what it is they wanted to do in the first place, and then say we were separated or whatever. So I think if you're going to take a break, that's something that I think both of you guys need to agree on, not just say, you know what, I need a break. Another person like, what? So I think that's something that both need to agree on, that you're going to take a break. How long is this break going to be? This is sometime if you're in a relationship with someone. How long is this break going to be? And what are we going to be doing during this break?
Those are boundaries. Those are clear defined boundaries.
Then what you do?
I agree.
But why taking a break have to resort and seeing other people though?
Yeah.
What if that's what I need? What if that's what I need?
But what if
that is true though?
But what if true? Yeah, you're right. But what if that's what you don't need? Just take that time to take a spiritual break and do some self-reflecting and stuff and really figure things out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I think a break should be for, but I don't.
But again, I think we go back to sometimes we have these expectations of what we want. What if it's what that person needs? Would you rather me be on a break from you and explore and see if it's worth it than cheat on you when I'm with you?
And then I wait for you to come back after the exploration?
Well, I mean, but as AMFA, you don't have to let people come back in your life. Yeah, but if we're on a break,
relationship, I think we break. That means we broke up.
And see, I think
that means we kind of fall out for something. Maybe something happened.
I would be so hurt if she came back and I slid it in and it didn't fit to the mold of the size of my thing. I would be so mad.
But that's not, and see, that's the thing. I think that we need to understand that other people, yes, that's your emotion, but we were on a break. So if, as Juanita said, if we set clear, defined boundaries, and a part of our boundaries where I got a chance to explore, then you have no room to be mad.
But also on the flip end, if we talked about not sitting with anyone else and you do, then if I find out that happens, then you can't come back in.
Absolutely. But I really do. Y'all have never taken a break from family members or friends?
Oh, I've taken a break from friends, but never like a relationship.
Or family?
Oh, family too. Y'all just stop talking.
Y'all should cleanse. You really.
Oh yeah, I've done that before.
You really should step back and evaluate, because I think we're taught from family, especially in our culture, family.
But that's your family. That's your blood.
Yeah, but sometimes
I've never really been close to my family. I love my family.
I love them too.
But I'm not really close to my family because
Okay, so
family always gonna be there. The way I feel about it, I mean, I don't have to be around you all the time.
They don't fuck with me like that. They think that I'm better than them, and the whole time I'm just trying to figure out how everybody doing.
So, and I think it's just different levels. Like, sometimes we agree to disagree. I think that's, and I'm like not in a space to argue. You know, I have a whole side of the family I don't talk to, just because, you
The
know,
whole side.
yeah, we needed a break. We've been on break for a while, and that's what I call it. I love them. I didn't unfriend them on Facebook. I'm in the group chats. They send messages. I just keep scrolling. You know, I love them, but I'm not at a place where I'm ready to have conversations about things that aren't probably going to change. And so I know where I am in the family arrangement on the family tree. I know where I fall on the tree, and I'm just not interested in investing negative energy. I love them with all my heart. I pray for them. We're just on a break, and that's how I look at it. It's nothing personal at this point. This fool.
I mean, I got plenty of people I love from a distance.
This fool here, she's different.
Yeah.
But
I blocked a whole lot of them. Well, I blocked a whole lot of them.
See, and I'm not mad. I want to see you doing well. I care to see you, you know, being the best version of yourself. I just don't care to interact with you right now because I just don't think we're there. You know, it's with that growth. Like, I'm growing, you know what I'm saying? I'm going left, you're going right. We're just not going in the same direction. And maybe one day we can be, but right now we just not.
Or what if you just got naturally funny acting ass people in your family? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just genuinely try to be cool with them, and they had this turn on and off switch. It's like they cool one moment, then they ain't cool. They flip flop with you and stuff. You got people that's like that.
Be as honest as you will be with a friend. I mean, just tell them what it is.
I mean, but did y'all grow up together? Like, I think that's also the difference. And that's why I say it's like different levels.
Yeah.
Like, our relationships all play out based on how we were raised, what we've been taught, you know, all of those things play a difference. Did you grow up with those family members last page?
Some of them, you know, some of them are, you know, met later on or whatever because they kept us away from that particular side of the family.
Probably a reason why.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, probably a reason why.
And when I got old enough to really, you know, discover it on my own, I decided to dismiss myself from that entire side. So,
and that's what I'm saying about breaks. Like, right? It's okay. Sometimes we just don't fit. We try to, because we grow up with the idea of family, we try to force pieces that don't work. The puzzle pieces just don't fit. You know, you cannot lay Florida next to Texas on the map. So we're playing the puzzle. Florida is not going to fit next to Texas. There's not enough space. The shapes aren't the same. The ridges do not connect. And that's what we have. And that's what I'm saying about family, why we have to sometimes take a break. You don't know them. You don't know them. You don't understand them. Y'all don't vibe. That's okay. Yeah. You know, if you love Auntie Pearl and Auntie Pearl is having something and you want to show up, go wave, show your respect, and get out. Like, that's kind of sometimes how we have to learn how to do it. We shouldn't have to force relationships. And that's why I say it starts with our family. It starts with the core group of the people who are the closest to us, that we love the hardest. Family is usually who we love the hardest, or friends who become family. And if we're willing to walk away from them, then we definitely should be willing to walk away from these relationships. And that's the reason why I think it's the same basic bottom line foundation. I don't feel like you should talk to anybody. If you're going to talk about me when I leave the room, I don't need to be in the room.
I don't need to be in the room. No, around you.
Especially not around you, yeah.
And it's just is what it is. Like, my mom's side of the family, my cousins will talk about you in your face. My aunties, my uncles, if there's a problem, we may have to clear the room, right? It could get ugly, because if I don't like you, AM, and I feel like you did something that was out of line, out of order, I'm gonna call you out in your face while we there. You're not gonna leave and somebody gonna call you and be like, "Ooh, girl, they was talking about you." We talk about you to your face. You may decide you want to get it going, and I'm always ready with my cousins. Like, I know if I say stuff, even them boys, they may knock my block out. I'm ready to fight. The other side of the family, I don't want to be in the room with you talking about me behind my back. Tell me you tell me you a
what if total people... opposite, and I tell them to their face. That's the difference. They the passive aggressive ones. I'm the one that ain't got no problem telling it like it is.
Yeah, I mean, but how long before you decide that you want to be back around them? Because I feel like people change. I feel like I had a point where I was close to like my family, and then like when I got to a certain age, it's like I just stopped. I decided I want my friendship connections to be stronger, and now, as an adult, like I'm realizing like family, I want to interact a little bit more because people grow, people change, people mature. So it's
Hmm.
like being around them more. So how do you decide like when it's enough time for you to go back and be like, I'm gonna try to interact with these people and see where we are right now.
I
Okay.
Whenever
mean,
you're
I
ready.
tried. I tried. I tried it recently to be exact because I found out one of my cousins that I hadn't talked to in like probably 10 years, 10 plus years probably or whatever. Cause we had the last time we talked, we had a crazy fight. And like after that, we never talked again. And I found out she lives
Who
in like 20 minutes away from
your
where I
sister
live.
going to
What she say?
HE double hockey
When the
sticks?
auntie died, God dog.
You going to your sister going to HE double hockey sticks
I
today?
I
found out she
mean,
was 20 minutes away from where I live, and I tried to reach out, but you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
and
At
sometimes
least
they're
you
not in that
tried.
place. Right. So all you can do is try, right? Sometimes people are just, they're not in that space. They don't know because people think, oh, you acting funny. Sometimes we just need our space. We're dealing with our own things. As you
Mhm.
said, from jobs, we've been in a pandemic. If you're not close
Yeah.
anyway, people's family connections are going to be off anyway because we weren't able to interact for a lot of families.
Sure.
For my family, we did Zoom meetings. So we were on Zoom every month because we're used to interacting all
Yeah,
the time.
we did that.
Yeah. So you have to understand just sometimes, you know, step in. As someone said, grace your family every once in a while at a family event. See how it is. Reach out to the one cousin that you have the relationship with or the aunt that you have a relationship with and work on building those relationships from there. But it takes time because listen, families have been run the way they've been run and we're not going to change them.
Yeah.
Unless we the last ones, until we the last ones standing, that's what I've realized. We're not going to change the dynamics of the family. So we either have to accept what it's been and constantly show up and drop some seasoning in and say, hey, let's get a little fire, a little pepper going on right now. Like that's the only way we can change the dynamics because family dynamics are what they are. We've learned how to be nasty. We've learned how to be petty. We've learned how to ostracize certain family members. We've learned the negativity. So until we change our mindsets about it and get the few cousins together that can do cousin things, it's never going to change.
I can relate to
Not
this.
the
I
sperm
can,
donor.
I can relate to that. Yeah,
And that's, I mean, and sometimes you're just not like,
Yeah.
do
Some
you do
people
you
not meant to be in your life.
yeah.
would you be friends with them though? And that's what I go back to. I got cousins that I wouldn't be friends with ever. And I've told them that. Like, if we didn't share a DNA connection, I wouldn't talk to you.
I mean, I only really have one cousin that I consider like a friend, friend. Like, but that's because we're close in age, we grew up together. Like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just we have things in
Hmm.
common.
Yeah,
We're very similar
Mm-hmm.
in
Mhm.
nature. So
yeah.
yeah, I get that.
And
Um,
it's reality, right?
Right.
So, you know, my older cousins, I wouldn't listen to nothing they say. I mean, I didn't listen to them from like little. Like I knew I didn't like them. We
Right.
knew like it's a bit
no, I didn't like
challenging.
Yeah.
them.
You know what I'm saying? Like I literally wouldn't be friends with them in real life. But the rest of my cousins, I would say on most days I'd be friends with all of them. On most days, I got one that right now we kind of on the outs. We working on that. It's a work in progress,
Yeah.
but it's just the reality. Like our personalities don't fit. We don't have anything in common. We don't like to do the same things.
Mhm.
You know,
I
if
mean,
you
the crazy
can't
thing is,
go
how I
ahead.
look at it, even though did we have the same childhood? What's the question?
That's a good question.
Yeah, yeah. Childhood coming up is totally different than
Mm-hmm.
the way
Yeah.
things are now. So
Yeah, but I feel like I think even though I may not be close to even though I may not be close to my family, I wouldn't like not speak to them if they were my family. Like I actually would not trade my family for anything. Now, do we have some Looney Tunes and some characters and everything every traditional black family have? Yeah.
Of
But
Right.
would
course.
I trade my family for anyone else? No, because I know people have worse.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know
you
for a
better
fact
you
people got worse. And I
Yeah.
was like, I will love you people for all that you have.
You
Yeah,
got
some
people.
Before I
You
have
got
what
people
other
that.
people to have.
You got people that
them.
come from a long line of crackheads. You know what I'm saying? Like the
listen.
whole
Even
family be crackheads.
but even in still in that, like right, even at the worst, like I'm what I am on both sides of my family, even with the dysfunction, I'm gonna take them for 100. Like, sign me up again if I got to do another lifetime. Sign me up with them same people because they may be a little bit dysfunctional. They may be a little bit dysfunctional, but
Right.
they're my dysfunctional family members, and we can at least, if I wanted to go be in the room with them, I could at least be in the room with them. It's not like we're gonna see each other and we're gonna just bust out into a fist fight. Like,
Right.
I could at least be in the same room with them. I have things in common with some of them. I think that we gotta just learn that it's okay to be portions of the family, because some of us just don't get along. We don't have the same vibe. We don't like the same things. And when grandma and them die, that's when everybody stop getting along. Because grandma is
Sorry,
what
y'all.
keeps us all having something in common.
Computer was near death.
Glad you plugged it up.
Yeah. Whew. That was close.
So
I had it plugged up all day. I don't know what happened, but what you just said, Candy, I'm gonna agree with everything you just said. Vibe. They don't want a relationship.
Like they don't.
Stop giving them the benefits.
Stop giving them the benefits of the vibes, man.
That.
And
Don't give them the benefits to start off with. Just be celibate for the first 3 months. Like,
'Cause
see
I'm
if
like-
they're willing to fight for the first 3 months.
Cause I'll be wondering, I'll be like, do they want the person or they just around for the vibes? You know?
Right.
but see, that's a situationship. So vibes is the new situationship, right?
Yeah, like
As AM said.
Vibe, energy.
Yeah, energy. So
It's
as AM
a
said,
situationship.
stop. Yeah, it's a
Mm.
situationship. Stop
That's
giving,
true.
as AM said, if you don't want to be the vibe, stop
Interesting.
being the vibe. Stop being the vibe. Like, that's the only way that you cut those people off, because everybody has to enjoy the vibe together. So if I want more than just the vibe, I'm not winning in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing my part. That's so we gotta quit vibing with people. Like, yeah, if you vibing, but we're not progressing, you gotta shoot people the 2 fingers and keep it moving sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes that's all it is a vibe. We got a good vibe. We got a good connection, and
We don't
Nothing
belong
else.
together.
but they don't really want to do anything past that.
Mhm.
But you can have good vibe and good connection with a few people.
Your sister is something else.
Girl, and she means that. Y'all pray for her. She really means that if she sees some of them in the street, she would fight them.
She said, "What's a vibe?" I mean,
A vibe is a situation.
Vibe is like, no, it ain't. Like, a vibe could be your energy. It can be your way.
No, her question
It be the
was.
wave.
She
It's
said,
wave.
"What's
Oh,
your
they
response
want
to
to
people who
vibe.
want to
Oh,
vibe? They don't
that's
want a
a
relationship,
situationship.
but they all
Yeah,
want
that's a
benefits.
situationship.
It's a situationship. It's-
Relationship, yeah.
we vibing, and as y'all say, we can vibe with multiple people.
Right.
You get to
And that's
vibe
why-
with everybody.
That's why friendships are important, because you have a vibe with those friendships. We don't have vibes with these family members, we've realized.
Right.
So we don't want to be in those relationships with them. Like, we're biologically related, but we're not in a relationship with you. We don't have a cousinship with you. There are some cousinships that the contracts have been terminated. Just is what it is.
You can't stop being family with someone. You can stop interacting with family.
But the contracts can be terminated. I still love you. We're still biologically related, but
Right.
we don't have a ship. We don't have any type of relationship. The contracts are void.
You know what? Someone say that's why family didn't have a ship in it to begin with, because people knew they would jump ship. That's why family is just family. You can't jump ship with a family member.
She said, I have friends I don't need anymore.
Yeah.
She said, yes, you
Well,
can.
you
Tell
can.
them again. Yes,
Can't
you
jump
can.
no ship. Can't
You
jump
can,
no ship.
you can terminate, but you're just terminating the contracts. Well, we
You're
terminate.
interacting with them.
We should terminate right.
Yeah.
We terminate contracts with employers. We terminate contracts with friends. Some of us, we don't all have the same childhood friends.
True.
We don't have the same high school friends. We terminate relationships. It's the same thing. Like, sometimes we just, as she said, the vibe just ain't there. You don't want the benefits of some of these relationships. You don't want I don't want the benefits of the family last name. It's okay.
That's a family last name.
And I'm just saying, for some people, I think people try so hard to fit in relationships, in cousinships. You just don't fit. It's fine.
Right.
Love them, move on. Like I said, somebody dies, show up at the funeral. Somebody turns 90, go to the party. Stop in, take a card, and go home.
Go on.
You don't have to stay. And you know, she said, I jump all the time. No floats. Shark infested waters.
They are still your family. You can disown family. It doesn't matter. You disown them.
I don't think I've ever disowned any family.
People are very like petty. But my thing is, it doesn't matter because in the scheme of things, they're still your family.
Well,
like you can write out anything you want. It's still
technically,
family.
If you go back and check Black people's history, Black people change their last names all the time. So
because I'm finna change mine.
Or their family.
But people change their last names and they disassociate themselves with people.
What you mean, finna change your last name?
I'm finna change my last name.
Now wait a minute. Let's finish this conversation. Why?
Why?
Oh, I mean, because I don't want the last name that I have. I don't want to be associated with that last name. And I found out I got another last name, Woods, and I was never told that last name was changed. So the whole time I had been using the original last name I was born with. Whole time it's another last name, but I'm changing both of them.
Wait, so you're gonna be like Kanye now? You just gonna be last page? I'm
a change it to something. I ain't really thought about it just yet, but I'm definitely changing it.
Okay, so I think that's a good point, right? If you don't mind us tap it in. How do you? So if we don't know our identities, if we don't know our true identity and who we are, what do we teach our kids in the future? Because if you changing the last names, you got a last name. You know, you got a biological father, you got a biological mother.
Right.
If you're changing your last name, what are you going to teach your kids? Because they're not going to have the last name of who they're related to.
I mean, they'll still know. If I have kids, they'll still know. They'll still know who their people are with those last names. They just won't have it.
So can I go?
Mm-hmm.
I want to create. You can create your own history. I'll tell what history they'll know mine, and then they'll create their own. Then they'll tell mine and theirs, and then they'll tell theirs, and they'll keep going that way. It doesn't have to start from way back. It started somewhere. It can start with me. I'll be the great grandmother years and years and years down the road. Like that's what it can start with. It doesn't have to go back.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I have I think I got like 4 or 5 different like groups of family members with like 5 different last names, but like everybody's blood, you know what I'm saying? And the last names got switched through marriage, or one of them probably decided to switch their last name up. Who knows? Or it might have been from their parents, and they might have got their last name from their dad instead of their mom. You know what I mean? So that's how that happened. But yeah, if I do that, it'll be the same thing. Just like how the 5 different family members are.
So you're gonna start your own lineage with this last name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the last name gonna be?
I don't know.
You don't know yet.
Yeah, I don't know yet.
Well, again, that's why I go back to ships. For me, like my sister said, I'm praying about changing my last name when I get married. I'm proud of my history. I'm proud of who I am, where I come from, the history that was set when and that's why I feel like it is important. And that's why we're talking about family, right? When you feel like you're cheated of even the history, it's hard to be proud of who you are wearing those last names. And you have a right to break up from it. I mean, that's the whole point of this show. Like, you have the right to break up and separate yourself from certain things because you can't feel the connection.
Right.
And that's what happens in relationships that we're talking about, period. If you don't establish a foundation where you are able to feel a connection, then what are you holding on to? So the only other thing I would ask you last page is, are there grandparents available for you to talk to? Like by chance, do you have grandparents that are available?
I got one grandparent that's still alive. One grandparent that's still alive. Yeah, she's still around. She's still kicking.
Okay, so could you
Yeah.
talk like have you gotten like tapped into grandma's data
Like
bank and
like
knowledge?
her background and all of that. Yeah, yeah. In the past I have. I mean, she got so many pictures. She got totes and totes and
Yeah,
totes of
it's
pictures, family members. I mean, people I never met before. Like she keep all that stuff.
But did she give you the family history? Like, did she tell you the origin story? Can you find the origin story?
I mean, if I ask her, she really never really got into the origin story, to
But
be
did
honest.
anybody ask?
No, I don't think so.
Never asked.
So I would just suggest to people as we're building foundations, that's why it's hard. Just like in relationships, we never establish boundaries and we never get the origin story. So if you don't know the story, it's hard to be a part of something that you don't understand or you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't know where it started, you don't know why things are done the way that they're done, it's hard to continue with those things because you don't understand. It doesn't make sense to us.
Mhm.
So that's just something I would tell people. I'm very big into the history aspect of, as they say, I dig up family members. They've told me to leave some buried and pray that they were dead. That's a whole nother story. But I'm very big on family, finding out family. I've found family members, and like y'all said, with some of my family members, I have fifth and sixth cousins that we just vibe. Like we cousins. Like the things that come out their mouth, you'd be like, "Oh, he ignorant." That's my cousin.
I got them
That's my
cousins too.
cousin.
Yeah.
You know, you put us together in the room, you'd be like, you know, I did an episode a while back. I was like, I feel like I'm looking at my face twice, where we all have similar faces. So I was just anybody.
Oh yeah, y'all do look
Okay.
alike.
What'd you say, AM?
Y'all do look alike.
But this is like my sixth cousin.
Yeah, still y'all look alike.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is, but most of y'all look alike.
Yeah. So it's just understanding your origin story. Maybe that'll help you in your journey of, you know, identifying and making it make sense.
Yeah.
It helps just a little bit. So guys, that's what I got. Y'all got anything to add? Any stories? Y'all got any? We didn't tell any stories tonight. Who has a story?
I got one.
Okay.
But y'all gonna have to tune in to No Friend the Podcast on March 23rd at 8 p.m. to catch it though. The topic is being your authentic self, and I got a guest, Young Trotter. So this is season finale of Situationship Talk, but y'all can catch the girl again in No Friend in the Podcast. It's going live Facebook and YouTube March 23rd at 8 p.m. You got to hear the story then. I'm not sharing it here. Sorry, people.
I think you're going to get us hyped.
Right.
You got to tune in.
I thought I was going to get a family story,
No.
a bad breakup story.
You might. On March 23rd. You just
wait
might.
till next Wednesday.
And y'all can hear my stories too on Open Page Podcast.
We got a plug.
Every Friday at 9 p.m. I'm gonna be doing little episodes throughout the week, but I'm gonna be airing live every Friday at 9 p.m. Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Open Page Podcast.
There we go. All these plugs.
I don't have a plug.
Right now, you don't have one. You had one before.
Catch me next season.
Okay, you say catch yours next season. Well, I don't. You know, listen. I don't tell stories on Pull Up the Podcast. You just come get your sports news and your hip hop, and we rock how we rock with new things coming. So, guys, this has been the season finale of Situationship Talk. Stay tuned. There are some things in the pipeline that are coming up. Make sure you are following us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Like, share, and comment. Listen, I am looking for people who like and share this page. Share this page. Next season, there may be something in store for you. Share the page. Until next season, this is your girl, Candy K. Lynn.
Last page.
Juanita. Sweet.
AM, and it's been great, y'all.
Yeah, y'all.
Till next season, good night.
Next season. Peace.
Peace.